So now I will draw a line, and this will be my slit for the sleeve, because I have a cuff and it will be very tight, so we need a slit to be able to open. So now I will cut the slit. Okay, so we have a slit of 8 centimeters. I cut a small band of 3 centimeters across and 16 centimeters long. And now I start to put it to cover the slit that I am making. So usually when you do things like this, the seam allowance have to be quite small, because otherwise you cannot turn nicely the band to clean the seam allowance. Okay, so I have to go to about here. Here is the middle of my slit, yes, and then I have to turn it. So look, I'm sewing straight, but towards the end I'm coming closer, like 2 millimeters seam allowance, because then you cannot turn, you'll have a crease when you turn the band. So I go to here, stop with the needle in, and then I open the slit, and I continue with this band, but be careful to not miss here, yes, please. Do not miss the any of the 2 pieces of fabrics, yeah? It's very delicate, but this is it. And I come to the end and reverse, just 1 step or 2, and I take it out. Let's see if I did it correct. So you see, yes, they are both attached, and here it's very little, because to turn this and to cover it, you have to have it open, and you have to be able to turn it straight without making creases. And now I turn this, I pin it, and I have to do a stitch in the ditch. I mean stitch in at the bottom of this first turn. Look, I turn it like this. Make sure that you cover your raw edges, because that's why we are doing all this, just to cover these raw edges. And then keep it straight, turn it once and turn it twice. It's very fiddly because this is silk, and you know silk, it's very hard to work with. So I pin it, and then I will cut the excess. Okay, so I pin it here, and when I finish I'll cut the excess. So now I have to sew in this ditch, as I said. You see, I have to sew very near to this colored part, yes, but on the white one, on the white part. So I put my needle in and I take the pin out. And then please always check underneath and keep it taut. Okay, now we have to continue to sew in the ditch. So stay there, and now I can take this pin out and I continue to sew. Okay, now I look, it's turned. I take this one also, and I continue here. And now I take the last one. Make sure that it's turned in and that it's a little bit wider than the top to be able to catch it when you sew. That's it. And this is what you have to cut the end, and this is our little it's like a bias banding. Yeah, now to help her to stay inside, I will go and I will do a little triangle stitch here, so exactly across in the middle like this, like a triangle, and then that will keep the band inside. You'll see it will not pop out. So go and reverse. If the machine is not going, you move it by hand, because sometimes it's getting tangled. That's it. Now it's strong enough to hold it, and you'll see this is what happened. Can you see? And then my bands will stay one on top of the other, and we will put the cuffs, yeah, and they will just pop from here like this. It's like a piping.